Hi, I'm Soledad, founder and CEO of STC Consulting. I am so excited I will be speaking to you Tuesday, April the 27th at 2 p.m. And I am honored that I will be part of the virtual speaking series at Soledad College. Let me ask you, what are your dreams? What is it going to cost you to achieve those dreams? Do you know how to budget to make them a reality? I will be breaking down budgets, expenses, forecasting, and everything you need to know to make those dreams a reality. So you don't want to miss this. And you will also get a chance to win a prize. So don't forget to register. See you soon. Hi, I'm Soledad, founder and CEO of STC Consulting. I am so excited I will be speaking to you Tuesday, April the 27th at 2 p.m. And I am honored that I will be part of the virtual speaking series at Soledad College. Let me ask you, what are your dreams? What is it going to cost you to achieve those dreams? Do you know how to budget to make them a reality? I will be breaking down budgets, expenses, forecasting, and everything you need to know to make those dreams a reality. So you don't want to miss this. And you will also get a chance to win a prize. So don't forget to register. See you soon. Hi, I'm Soledad, founder and CEO of STC Consulting. I am so excited I will be speaking to you Tuesday, April the 27th at 2 p.m. And I am honored that I will be part of the virtual speaking series at Soledad College. Let me ask you, what are your dreams? What is it going to cost you to achieve those dreams? Do you know how to budget to make them a reality? I will be breaking down budgets, expenses, forecasting, and everything you need to know to make those dreams a reality. So you don't want to miss this. And you will also get a chance to win a prize. So don't forget to register. See you soon. Hi, I'm Soledad, founder and CEO of STC Consulting. I am so excited I will be speaking to you Tuesday, April the 27th at 2 p.m. And I am honored that I will be part of the virtual speaking series at Soledad College. Let me ask you, what are your dreams? What is it going to cost you to achieve those dreams? Do you know how to budget to make them a reality? I will be breaking down budgets, expenses, forecasting, and everything you need to know to make those dreams a reality. So you don't want to miss this. And you will also get a chance to win a prize. So don't forget to register. See you soon.
Hello and good afternoon, Laredo College. My name is Alan Cantu, and I am the president of the Trio SSS Club, which you should totally join, and your MC for today. I would like to take a few moments to welcome Dr. Ricardo Solis, Laredo College president, Board of Trustees, administrators, students, faculty and staff, community members to our virtual speaker series. But before we go any further, I would like to make a special announcement. Today, one lucky Laredo College student has the opportunity to win a 1 hour complimentary consultation from our keynote speaker. Student must sign in and remain present until the end of the presentation in order to claim their prize. We encourage everyone to participate throughout the presentation to have the opportunity to win a prize. Don't forget to sign in, and the link can be found in the chat box. I would also like to encourage you to turn on your cameras and turn off your mics. Our keynote speaker for today is Soledad Tanner. To begin with, Ms. Tanner is an outstanding international consultant, award winner, global financial business consultant with more than 30 years of experience. She is also the founder and CEO of STC Consulting, a firm that helps improve the profits and productivity of business. In addition, Ms. Tanner has also received a bachelor's in business administration with an emphasis in management and a master's in international business at UST. Aside from being very accomplished, she has also received several awards, such as the Trailblazer of the Year Award in 2020 and the Emergent Entrepreneur Award in 2019, just to name a couple. Lastly, she has been an English and Spanish financial speaker at several events. With that said, I like to direct your full attention to Soledad Tanner. Let's give her a warm Palomino welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for having me here. I will give me a moment so we can share the screen. So you tell me when you see it. Can you see it? Super. So a couple of things I want to say first is I want to thank you, Dr. Ricardo Solis, President of Laredo College, the Board of Trustees, the staff, the Office of Student Life, and everyone who has done an amazing job behind the scenes to make this day possible. It takes a village to put together something like this, so I appreciate the invite. Also, I want to take this opportunity also to say that I am fully bilingual. So if at any point you have any questions in English or en español, por favor, hacerme las preguntas. I was born in Ecuador. I will tell you a little more about that. So we can manage both languages. And I also would like to encourage strong participations because we have great surprises for all the people that actively participate and ask questions. You are more than welcome to ask questions as I go along. This presentation has been prepared for you. And so your participation and attention, it really, I sincerely hope it makes a difference in your life. So let's start with that. And first, the topic is turning your passion into profit. So why, and I'm gonna skip this because I have already introduced it so you can see the education is, and all I want to say in this slide is education make the difference for me. I was born in Ecuador and had the opportunity to come to the United States, and the difference between a life that I would have had without education from a college or a university. So I'm very proud of you. Continue your education, graduate, and go along in life to do what you're meant to do. And that I hope this presentation supports that dream. I also want to, so you know a little bit about me before going into the topic, is that I am the founder of STC Consulting, a firm that helps people improve the profit and productivity of their businesses. And these are our services to the community. So a CFO on demand, controller on demand, financial speaker, financial management, financial coaching, business consulting, everything that has to do with numbers and money for a company. So let's start. What are you going to learn here? And remember, you can, if you have a question, I cannot see the chat, but the master of ceremony, the MC, will let me know if there's a question, okay? So in this session, you will learn a little bit about my journey. So I'm not just somebody speaking behind Zoom, but somebody that you can hopefully relate to. You're going to learn about passion, purpose, and profit. Also, we will talk about why it's important to dream big, but start small, step by step. We were going to have the money talk. Remember, I'm the money woman, so we're going to have the money talk, because if you have a business, it's important that you know how the money is doing. And we're going to close the presentation talking about how to follow your dreams. So let's start at the very beginning. So I want you to know that that's me when I was 4 years old, my first day of classes. And I found that picture, obviously, probably my mom gave me that picture. And I had not seen that in years. And I was just shocked when I saw that. It seems that I'm ready to go to the office, right? I didn't know what my passion was. I was only 4 years old. I already had a briefcase right there. And I had no concept that my dream, what my dream was. But here I want to make the point that all of you have already inside you the dream and the passion. Through life, you're going to look for it, and you're going to find it. And hopefully you're going to follow it. So fast forward 20 years, when I was 23 years old, I graduated, and that is my grandma, who I was so happy to share that day with, because I was the first as female graduate of my family with an advanced degree from La Universidad Católica de Guayaquil in Ecuador. And I graduated with, I'm a commercial engineer, which is a triple major between economics, business, and auditing. But more important than that, it was the dream that somebody believed in me, my mother, my grandmother, and I made her so proud. And I can tell you that by far is the proudest day of my life, something that apparently it was almost impossible, it became possible. And this is where you are right now. This is the chapter of your life where you are finishing your college. And so I want to follow me. I'm going to take you in a journey, what happens after that, right? So after that, I wanted an MBA, and there were no MBAs in Ecuador. And I moved to the United States, and I was lucky enough that 7 years late, not lucky enough, lucky to come here, but after a lot of work in passing the TOEFL test and the GMAT test and a bunch of tests, I got admitted into University of St. Thomas here in Houston, and I achieved a Master of Business Administration. Here you can see a proud mother and my youngest brother. My oldest brother lived in Switzerland and couldn't come, but he obviously was also proud. And all that education took me and took me to that photo is the headquarters of Deutsche Post. I'm moving the screens here. The Deutsche Post DHL in Bonn, Germany. All that education, you know what it gave me? It gave me the opportunity to fly around the world and achieve dreams and go beyond what anything that I have ever dreamed it was possible. So the message in this slide is continue to study, continue to pursue your education. It's difficult sometimes, but continue, even if you have to do it in another language. I remember just studying with a dictionary next to me, because I think you're gonna laugh, but Google didn't exist when I did that. So believe it or not, that's possible. Google did not exist, and we were doing it simply with a dictionary. So let me move forward here. For some reason it's not moving. Okay, so then what happens? After 20 years in a global corporate career, I decided that I love finance and I love numbers, and I decided that it was very important that I can take that knowledge to the people, to regular people like me who wanted to open businesses and wanted to have that expertise to make their business successful. So little by little, block by block, step by step, oh my goodness, I was able to create a company, and it has been already 5 years of that. And here you can see in the center picture, also one of the proudest day, I received a certificate of a congressional recognition from the US Congress, an immigrant, a woman, somebody who came just to work, and I was recognized for the contribution to this country. And I know you will continue to do that too. So let's start into the topic. So that's kind of a journey. That journey took more than 30 years. So success is built with like step-by-step process, right? And so when you think about what you want to do, it's not something that you're going to accomplish and finish in 2 years. Just think like when you had Legos and you played with Legos, or when you are trying to lose weight, you're not going to lose or run for a marathon, right? If you have never run, you cannot come here and say, well, in 2 weeks, I'm going to be prepared for a marathon. Absolutely not. It may take a year. You're going to go step by step. First, you're going to run a mile, then a second one. And that is the journey that you're going to have throughout your years, professionally and personally. So here I want you to see very successful people. See, what do they say? Passion is energy. Feel the power that comes from focusing on what excites you. So what is she talking about? She's talking about that you need to find that thing that makes you happy in the morning. When if you were to have to choose one activity when nobody's looking, what makes you happy? Is it construction? Is it painting? Is it singing? Is it math? What is that? And when you find that, start paying attention to that, because that is going to take you to find your passion. It just doesn't come and knock on your door and tells you. It's just you have to look for that. So step one, passion, purpose, and profit. The truth is that each one of us has a passion. We are all born with something that is inside us that we have to give to society. So it's critical that each one of you find out what that is. That is your purpose. The purpose is to discover what is that great talent that you have inside you that will be your contribution to society. Many people don't believe that you can turn your passion into profit. And I am here to tell you, you can't. So if you like to build, you can become a construction, the owner of a construction company. If you like to cure, you can become a doctor. If you like me, I love numbers since I was very little. And I have to admit, I doubted that type of knowledge I could ever convert it into a business, because I saw it as highly intellectual, and I didn't really figure out until later in life that you can convert something that you like in a company that helps others. So, but it doesn't show overnight. It takes planning, soul searching, and hard work to continue to identify. And when you get that aha moment, write it down and continue to look and see what makes you happy. And for people that tells me that starting a business can be done in a month, in 3 months, I'm going to tell you, it takes patience, planning, effort, but it's worth it if your passion is right? So success doesn't happen from anyone in 1 year or 2 years. Success is something that it takes time to build it. And also, so you don't see any of these famous people that they become famous in 1 day, right? It's a whole journey. So this is key. Dream big, start small, but most of all, start. Start. Even if it's in your dining room table, even if it's in your room. Sometimes you see these people, these pictures of these famous people like Apple founder and Facebook founders and all of those. Where do you think they started? In the garage or in college? Right? 3 people inside a desk and like everybody trying to pitch. And so don't Don't limit yourself because you don't have an office or you don't have money right now or you don't have the idea fully formed. Just start little, and then you will see how little by little you start giving form to this idea. So number 2, dream big, but start small. This is critical. So when you see yourself, kind of when people ask you, how do you see yourself when you grow up, right? You continue to evolve through life. And when you're 20, you think that people that are 30 are old, and when you're 30, you think that people that are 40 are old. But time will come, and so if you think big, so what if one day I am a doctor and I am the owner of a hospital and I can help all the people in my city? Or what if one day I want to be an engineer and I'm going to be constructing bridges and think right now. I'm not saying that you're going to be that tomorrow, but you need to think big and then little by little go towards that. If you find that passion, it will take you to a better place, meaning you're going to have a most fulfilled life and you're going to feel that inside you every time that something goes right. It might be better to take things one step at a time. As I said before, don't rush into it, because that allows you time to fine tune it. If you sell a product, let's say you have, you are a great chef, you may start with like a food truck, and then you go into a bar, and then you go into a restaurant, and then so step by step, so you fine tune your recipes, your pricing, the art of handling people, so step by step. So save a couple of months. So I understand you're college students now, and we all have been there. You're studying and you have loans, and right now it's not easy. But if you get the chance to get an additional job, start saving little by little, because that saving, that habit, when you have higher paid job when you graduate and you go and to the other things, you will have already the habit of saving, and that will allow you to start whatever you're thinking that you could start later. So keep your day-to-day job. See, I am conservative in a way that I think the risk has to be taken with precaution, right? So start a business while you still have a job. Meaning, don't run and say, I'm going to start a job tomorrow, and then you don't have a way to pay for your car, for your gas. So have your job, work longer hours, after work, come and think about what the product is, make some samples, start working with your friends, work the weekend, right? And then go back to your job. So you are, at the same time that you're producing money and you're paying for your responsibilities, you're saving, but at the same time, you're developing the product or the service. So you start small until you see that service is evolving and people are buying it, and you see the money coming, and you start fine-tuning the process and procedures. So it's little by little. So play with these two simultaneously until you find a good balance. So when some people ask me, when is the right time to leave my job and just jump into the business? So again, it comes from a conservative financial person. Every person is different, but I suggest that at least your business give you at least 50% of what you need to live. So then you can pay your electricity, you can pay your car, you can pay your basic expenses. And you also, that will tell you that at least your business is already producing. And if you put more hours, it will produce more. So you shouldn't jump into anything but have a decent chance of success. That is why it's important that at least you do these two things parallel to see how successful if you sell cookies, if you're a baker, if you sell cakes, and you want to have a bakery shop, don't quit your job, rent the place, start the bakery, and then nobody buys that cake, right? You at least have to know that people love your product and they are little by little buying it. And it's very important that if you want to start a business, you have your personal life in order, which means that if you have debt in your personal life. And then you have credit card, and then you ask for a loan. Now you're negative in both sides, right? So at least have your try to pay as much as you can your personal credit cards, have a little bit of a savings, and then you start your business. Okay, otherwise you're going to be stressed out, and it's not going to be it's going to be a little difficult. Okay, so point number 4, have big goals but small steps, so one step at a time. Don't panic, go step by step, then you're solid. So many people use vision boards, and a vision board to have a broad vision of what you want to see. So one day I want to have a company with, like 10 restaurants in 5 cities and 200 employees, and I'm going to be the king of barbecue in Texas, right? That's it's good to have that broad vision, determine your goals, but be flexible. Maybe it's not going to happen in 5 years, so it's going to be step by step. So be flexible with that. Have that light in front of you and walk towards that light, but step by step. Keep the steps small and achievable. So if you tell me today, Soledad, you're going to have an office where you're going to have 500 employees, I get overwhelmed because I know it's too much. But what happens if I tell you, you know what, you're going to start with 5 employees, and then you're going to run to 10 and 15. So you said, okay, it feels more achievable. So you have to break down those big goals into smaller steps and start achieving one by one. That also gives you confidence. When you go like, yeah, I did it, it was okay, check, in the to-do list, then the next one, it's easier because your confidence has been boosted, right? Have a plan and put it in your calendar. Put it in your calendar is one of the number one things that will help you move forward. So if you said, I want to lose 2 pounds by the end of this month, put it in the calendar and look at it. Look at it. I have 15 days left. 10. It's not happening. So what else can I do, right? If you say, I want to develop, have using the cake example, right? I want to at least sell 2 cakes this month. Then you're going to call 5 people, 10 people, and maybe out of the 10 people, 2 people will buy it. And then you will have a boost like, okay, I know how this works. So one step at a time. And develop a habit of let's take the same example of the cake. So the process, what is the process? You created a list of 10 people. You have the phone number, and you pick up the phone and start calling your friends, your neighbors, whatever, right? And then out of the 10, 2 people say, yes, I'm interested, I'm going to purchase. And then you go and you wrap it, you pack it, you put the label, you put the sticker, you put it in a refrigerator, and you deliver. Think of the process, because when you grow, you're going to have to repeat that process 100 times or 1,000 times. So as you are small, not only think of selling the cake by itself, but also what are the steps that need to be taken. So when you're bigger, this is a good experience for your client. I love this picture. Focus on your strength. This is critical. We all have areas that we are great, and we all have areas that we are not so great. For example, I love numbers, but if you ask me to do anything that has to do with IT, I can do on off, but anything else, I am petrified that my computer is going to crash and I'm going to get viruses. So I leave the IT to the experts, and I work in my strengths. My strengths are the numbers. So I want each one of you to think, what is that I'm really good at? And that's the area that you need to focus. And don't worry if you're not good in another one. We all have areas of strength and areas that it's better to give it to the experts. So it maybe marketing is your area of expertise, then do that. And then maybe finance is not your area of expertise. So guess what? Call Soledad. She will be so happy to be able to do something that she does really well. So find people that are really good so that can help you and fill the gap. Sometimes if you start small within your own family or friends, or outside, look for that person. And develop your strength. So if you know you're good in numbers and you are not good in IT, let's continue with that example. Don't get frustrated about not being good to IT. Try to learn. You're always learning, but you will never be the IT vice president of a company, and you will never have an IT firm because you don't like it, you don't enjoy it. So leave that to others and you go to the area that you are really good. That's a way to really move forward happier, right? So plan for tomorrow. What does it mean? Think forward. Try to think in 5 years. Try to think in 10 years. What did you see the society is going? Like this year, we could have never imagined that we were having this chat through Zoom. In regular years, I would have been there in Laredo, standing in front of you in some kind of auditorium talking to you. But listen, COVID happened, and now we're all on Zoom, and we're trying to get move along with technology and with the times. So if there were changes, how would you position your products and services in the future? What do you see happening? And sometimes we get it right, and sometimes we get it wrong. But think about not only about the today, how you're going to sell your product or service today, but also how will that be in the future? And start with confidence and grow your customer base little by little. That is key. So in the case of the bakery that I used before, so 2 people would tell 2 more people that would tell 2 more people, and then you will have a better customer base for the future. Okay, so hold on. So this is something that entrepreneurs do all the time. Think constantly. How can you do things better? Keep questioning yourself in life, in business, at work, in while you're studying. This is something that if there's one thing you take out of this presentation is your constant self-evaluation about, is there anything that I can do better? Is there anything I can do different? Is there anything, can I pack it better? Can I do it in less time? What can I give the client for a better experience? So you will never stop growing and learning. So I know that now you are in a formation period, but as you come out of college, you will forever continue to learn, either in classes, online, listening to other people, keep asking yourself, how can I do this better? So point number 7, check out your competition. It's a little bit of commercial espionage, I guess. So if you are in construction and you are flipping houses, right? And you can do it in 2 months and your rates are X, you really sometimes want to know what your competition, your neighbor is doing, or your friend that has another company. See if they can do it cheaper, faster, better. What are they doing that you could do, adapting it to your company, right? So you want to make sure, keep an eye of what people are doing so you are not left behind. And suddenly your competition has a website, has virtual reality, has a different customer service. So keep an eye on what others are doing. And analyzing the competition is important because it allows you to adjust, take correct strategic decision, and self-improve you over and over again so your product and service continues to be relevant. Check what others are doing, but stay true to your brand. You and your product are unique. And you hear that all the time, but it's true. So you bring to the table a mix that nobody else brings it in your own way. It can be that you're bilingual. It can be that you're good with construction, but also with the interior design. It can be that you're good with electricity and you bring solar panels, with remodeling, with engineering. So whatever that combination is unique to you, and that is your value added proposition to the client. Stay authentic. Stay authentic is key. So doesn't matter, for example, in my case, I have an accent. I will always have an accent. I speak a little different. I eat a little different. It is who I am. And that Spanish and English makes me unique and different. So puedo cambiar al español, hablo inglés, regreso al español. Very few people in the finance, in the area I do, can do that. And that, which many years ago I was concerned that could be a problem, now has turned into be the best asset I have, that I can jump into 2 cultures and 2 languages. So find what makes you unique. Build your customer base of people that love what you do, so they keep coming for more and more and more, and they become your best marketing department because they tell somebody who tells somebody else. If you haven't yet decided what kind of product or service, or you're thinking maybe one day I would like to be an entrepreneur, but I don't know what to do, this is write this down, all of you, and said, what problem are you solving? You need to start with what problem are you solving. So think the kind of problems or challenges you see around you. Start with the family. See, look towards your mom, your father, your brothers. See what they have. Let's say you're going on vacation. Who will take care of the dog and the cat? Well, that's a problem. Solution. What kind of service can fit that? Oh, let's say you're busy at work and your car is broken and you need to take it to the mechanic. That's a problem. You cannot leave work to take it to the mechanic. Solution. Maybe somebody can come and pick up the car and you pay a little more, but you solve the problem, right? Problem. You're sick at home and you just went through surgery and you need to eat healthy without salt. Solution. A service that delivers food for people that are taking care after surgery. So always look, how can you make sure your product or your service in the future is relevant? Your product and service must, I repeat, must solve a problem that somebody else has, and you are the solution. So I want you to think about that. So here we're going to talk about problem, solution. And that solution, you should be able to be relevant today, but also evolves with technology, evolve with additional customer service. And it's important that you determine the right price point. What is so in the curve, what is the right price point? So at a price that you determine what it's going to be, what is the demand that the product is going to have? How many units will you be able to sell at that price? And now I want you to test it. Start small, retest it, do it again, retest it, do it again, until it's like, it's working. And now the money talk. This, I love this part, the money talk. Okay, it's wonderful to have all those dreams and all these desires and the vision and the calendar, but a business is a for-profit institution and organization and needs to make money. So get yourself familiar with the basic money terms that you need as a CEO, as a founder, as the owner of the idea, that you need to be aware so your business is profitable. So if you don't know, take a business class where you are right now. This is your chance to have at least a good concept, and never, 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 never give this power to another person, even if you trust the other person, even if it's your brother, your wife, your sister, your cousin, because the other person, they can do it the best of their abilities, but I don't know how much they know. So it's your responsibility to get yourself educated and work with other people, but you are always going to be involved. Do not give that power away to anyone. It's your company, it's your idea, and you need to know at least the basic key element of the financials. So money is savings. You need to know how much you have, so you need to know how much that will last. You need to know about terms such as profit, revenue, and cost. So what is the difference between sales, income, revenue, cost, and what is the profit that you have every month for every product, for every quarter, for every year. You need to know if you're making money or not. You need also to get familiar with budgets and forecasts. So if you said, okay, today I can produce 10 units in a week, so I will be able to produce 50 in a month, and I will be able to produce 600 in a year. And that's my forecast. So we can get familiar with that exercise so you can plan forward for materials, money, people, all those things. Business plans. I don't know if some of you are in the business school and some of different schools, but people need to stop and start at least with a one-page business plan. So there are two types of business plans. A full-loaded business plan, that's the one that you present to the bank when you are asking for money so they can give you a loan. And there's another business plan that is presented to immigration when you want to have a visa for an investor visa to come into the United States. They're kind of similar. They have some requirements that we have to do it for immigration when people come from other countries. But there's also a one-page business plan that allows you to put 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. What is the mission? What are the key numbers? What is the service? So don't at least start with a one-page business plan. You need to know if you're going to need loans or cash flow to finance your business, or how are you going to subsidize this idea. And if you are not a subject matter expert, if you don't like finance, well, then hire a consultant, a bookkeeper, a CPA. And please, if you start a business, a formal business, you need to have an accounting system, even a basic one. I don't want to ever see a box of receipts in a shoebox, because that is not a company, and that is an informal way to just get yourself in trouble. If you follow your dreams and spend your life doing what brings you joy, you are more likely to find success because you love doing it. I can sit here and talk to you about finance until dinner time because I love it. You're going to go, no, please, Soledad, no, that's too much. But I love it. So if you find that within you, then you will have higher probability of success because you will be happy. And when you believe in something, the force of your convictions will spark other people's interest and motivate them to help you achieve your goal. This is essential to success. With this, it's 2:41. I want to end this presentation saying that financial knowledge gives you freedom. So please know your numbers. I would love to hear from you. Here's my social media. Please follow me in any of the social medias. I am in Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, etc. And also, this is my contact information. If any of you would like to reach out, that's there. And I would like to really thank you for the opportunity to talk to all of you. And we're going to go right now. I'm going to open the floor to questions and answers from all of you, and also some of the prizes. So thank you for listening to me. And I hope this was beneficial to all of you. Thank you.
Hello, Ms. Tanner. I have a question.
Go ahead.
So it's a little personal. Why business? What about business caught your attention?
Because I come from Ecuador, a country that buys and sells. It's a port city, and since I was little, I saw trade. Things will come in to the port, and I would see how trade was done, and I like that idea of creating and selling and adding value and creating. And if you want to, I'm going to tell you also something personal. When I was a child, we will spend sometimes at the at the at the beach, right, during the summertime, and I will find special stones that I would sell to my brothers. I will say, hey, this is a special stone. Look, it's bigger than the rest and it has colors. And I would just come up with these ideas of value added proposition. So I find it's a way to deliver a solution to a problem. And I find that if you have the right product and sell it to the right client, it's a win-win situation for both sides. Thank you, Alan.
Thank you. Since I have another question as well, what is your take? You mentioned to envision or to think on the future. What is your take on 5-year plans and 1-year plans?
I like to have a macro vision where I'm heading. And I like the steps. So I'm gonna tell you, for example, I'm working right now in always checking what comes next, right? So my macro vision is to be a global speaker of finance. I see myself in big arenas talking to women saying, let's start the business, let's do that. So what are the steps? And I see it in English and in Spanish, and I see it in the US and in Latin America, and I see books, and I see radio talks, and I see TV. But that is not going to happen tomorrow. So I break it down step by step. So I am like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. In order to get to the book, I can start writing blogs. In order to get to talking to a big group, I can start with small companies. So I like the methodical approach of 1, 2, 3 because I find them achievable. I don't get overwhelmed, and I also have a direction. I have a north.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alan.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Okay. So I know, like, during the pandemic, lots of small and local businesses had to shut down due to the changes in the pandemic. So I wanted to know, what advice and tips would you give to these small businesses so they could stay active during these changes?
Love the question. What was the number one question? What is the number one lesson learned in the pandemic? I'm going to tell you something. People that were handling their business in an informal way, meaning one account for personal and businesses, not having a good accounting system, just handling their business with the balance of the bank account. When the pandemic hit, they were in trouble, not knowing who owes money and not being on top of the collection. That was in trouble because the economy became smaller and everybody was holding cash, right? So people that didn't have right billing practices and people that didn't have no clue of where they were. So the biggest lesson is, if you have a business, you need to be serious and formal about a business, meaning you need to have an accounting system. You cannot go a full year without not knowing where you are standing at. And finance is not only about how can you decrease your taxes. When people ask me, how can I decrease my taxes? That's one of I would say the second most common question. I said, how can you do that? Be organized and have monthly meetings and weekly meetings, and let's review your numbers, because if you know your numbers, then you can make corrections and you can have a more efficient company that will allow you to have a bigger profit and will allow you to pay the right amount of taxes for your size. So stay organized. And Amber, thank you. Ms. Barra, we're going to give a giveaway for Amber. Would you please, we're going to get a prize. So for Amber Cisneros, please, they're writing your name over there, okay? Thank you for asking.
Thank you.
Ms. Tanner, we have a question from the chat. They say, do you have any book recommendations for success and or inspiration?
See, I when I was in college, yes. And when I was in college, I read mainly technical books, right? So I will say at that time, it's a time to read and learn the foundation of what you're doing. So if I want to give you a recommendation right now, it will be to take a business class so you know how to read a P&L, you know how to read balance sheet, and you know how to read a cash flow statement. There are millions of books on self improvement and confidence. But I think once you have your core knowledge, then the rest comes on top of that. So for today, I will say stay within learning the basic of finance. For either if you're going to become a doctor, a lawyer, a firefighter, you can have a small business, start with that. And if I don't have the name of the person that asked that question, but we're gonna give, if you can write it down, Alan, and we can give that person also a giveaway. Thank you for participating.
Hi, ma'am. I would like to have to ask you a question.
Who is this?
America.
America.
America Gonzalez. Hi, hola. I have a question regarding you mentioned savings, and I have been I don't know, I have been practicing like writing the amount of money I have, and okay, I'm just gonna spend this amount and I'm gonna save this amount. And I think I've been doing good with that. But I have a question regarding what to do to do something with that saving, not just keep, oh okay, I just have this amount. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
do something with it.
Yeah. So this is what I suggest. The first step, number one, is to create the habit, which you apparently you have already started, which is wonderful. That's half of the battle. I'm going to tell you before that there are people that make millions of dollars and spend double of what they have made. So it's not about how much you make after you cover your basics, you know, like electricity, water, you know, insurance. Once you have covered your basic needs, the rest, I have met people that make so much money and they don't have one penny saved. So it's how much you spend is the key issue all your life. Remember this. So I like to have my savings in autopilot, which means that I started when I had my first job and I was making, you know, like basic salary. I would put 1% of that into a different account. 1%, because I couldn't do more. That was my reality. I needed every penny to pay my basic expenses. And then I got a raise and I covered my basic expenses and I went to 2%. And then I went to 3%. And then I got a raise and I will go to 4 and 5, etc. So what to do with that money? For me, 3 months of your basic expenses should be in a savings account. So 3 months. So if you lose your job tomorrow, you have 3 months right there. And then after that, you can, when you have 3 months and you put it in savings accounts number one, then you can have the rest of the money going into either a CD, or because you're young and you can have another 3 months in earnings of money, or you can open your 401k if if you're in a company that offers a retirement plan. I said that's the third step, right after putting in self mode, like it withdraw every month. Then you get to the 3 months. Then you open a CD. So for extra, or to pay for college, or to pay for your master, or to pay for your business, and then the rest, I like to put it in a 401k because you are so young. You right now have 40 years that money will grow. And when I know it sounds like a long time before you retire, but you have one thing in your favor right now, it's time. It's the compound interest rate that your money will grow, and you will pay taxes at the end. So that will be like 1, 2, 3 what I would do.
Y cree que sería inteligente como el invertir, como si tengo una cantidad ahorrada o digo, voy a hacer esos 6 meses y estoy ahorrando, y cree que sería inteligente después de este tiempo tengo una cantidad y puedo invertir en algo, ¿cree que sea inteligente hacerlo?
Ahí usaste 2 palabras, inteligente e invertir. Inteligente es dependiendo del resultado. E invertir es dependiendo de dónde y el retorno en inversión. So the return on investment, right? So invertir, hay gente que le encanta invertir en el mercado de la bolsa de valores, en el stock market. Hay gente que le encanta invertir en un bien. Me compro una casa, mi tío le hace flip y la vendo y me gano un dinero. Es una respuesta general. Tendría que ver qué tipo de inversión, y no la puedes hacer solamente como isolated. Tengo que ver, o sea, tendríamos que ver el resto, ¿no? ¿Cómo está si tienes tarjeta de crédito, está pagado? ¿Cómo está tu pago de la universidad? O sea, como todo, es como ver todo el ambiente, ¿no? Invertir es importante, pero acuérdate que todo es balanceado. Tú tienes que balancear el riesgo. Yo no recomiendo que de una, sin tener ningún ahorro y tener deudas por acá, te vayas al mercado de valores. Inviertas tratando de outcast, ¿sabes? Porque toma mucha experiencia hacerlo, ¿no? Yo soy más conservadora, cada persona lo hace diferente. No es my cup of tea.
Okay.
Al mercado de valores.
Thank you.
Gracias, América. Gracias. Un giveaway para América, por favor. Miss Bala, si apuntan el nombre de América González. Thank you for your question.
Ms. Tanner, we have Jesus Torres has raised his hand. I don't know if he can turn on his mic or
Hola,
camera.
Jesús. Hay sí una manito por ahí. Y Yulisa también, después veo una mano por ahí. Hola, Jesús.
Lo que pasa es que estoy aquí trabajando, no tengo poquito tiempo, nomás que quería tener una pregunta para usted.
Dime.
Por ejemplo, si uno ya tiene su compañía,
Sí.
¿cómo usted recomendaría cómo podríamos implementarlo? O sea, ¿en qué se podría basar uno para implementar la compañía?
Repíteme la pregunta. ¿Cómo podrías implementar qué cosa en la compañía?
Como por ejemplo, ¿cómo se puede buscar como unas mejorías en la compañía?
Como un process improvement, como
Sí, ¿cómo improvisar más?
¿Cómo puedes llevar tu compañía al siguiente nivel?
Sí, exactamente.
Te entiendo. Ok, lo primero, gracias Jesús por tu pregunta. Lo primero, y también la recibo constantemente. Lo primero, ¿cómo puedes llevar tu compañía al siguiente nivel? Lo primero es saber si tu compañía es una compañía. Si tienes un DBA, un Doing Business As, o que vas a la corte y por $10 tienes un papel que dice que Jesús Torres está vendiendo ladrillos en el nombre de, Jesús Brick or something. Eso es tú como persona independiente con un nombre comercial. Lo primero es, tienes una estructura de compañía, es decir, tienes un LLC o tienes un Corp. Un LLC es un Limited Liability Corporation, tener como decir el esqueleto, la estructura, ¿no?
LLC.
Sí. ¿Quiénes son los dueños? ¿Eres tú y tu familia? ¿Eres tú solo? Entonces, tener quiénes son los representantes de la compañía. Yo te diría el siguiente paso es tener ir al banco con esos documentos y abrir una cuenta de banco a nombre de la compañía. Y tener también una tarjeta de crédito. Muchos de nosotros los latinos somos adversos a tener una tarjeta de crédito, pero es importante que tu compañía comience a generar historia de crédito, porque más adelante, cuando necesitas crecer. ¿Qué tipo de compañía tienes, Jesús?
Vendemos material eléctrico. O sea, la compañía ya está, ya tenemos todo eso, nada más
Okay.
Por ejemplo, ¿cómo podría uno buscar mejorías en cómo hay algún tipo de...
Claro. ¿Tienes tus números en contabilidad? ¿Tienes un QuickBooks?
Sí, ya tenemos todo eso, pero eso yo me encargo de unas operaciones y mi esposa se encarga de contabilidad.
Ok, entonces la sugerencia que yo tengo es que tú, tu esposa, y si quieres, después hablamos fuera de esta llamada, sentarse y revisar. ¿Te acuerdas lo que dije en una de las hojas como hace 10 minutos, diciendo que es importante que todos los dueños de la compañía revisemos los números y no dejarse solamente a la esposa o al esposo o a la tía, sino que todos juntos revisemos cómo van las ventas, cómo van los gastos, cómo están en comparación a lo que hicimos el año pasado, en qué podemos ayudar, cuántos clientes tenemos, estamos cobrando correctamente. Entonces, es hacer un análisis, una reunión, ver un análisis de las tendencias que estás haciendo y descubrir en qué áreas se puede mejorar, ya sea en facturación, en cobranza, en gastos, en profit margin, en personal. Entonces, habría que hacerlo dependiendo de qué áreas presentan oportunidades para ti.
Ok. Muchas gracias.
Ahí tienes mi información de contacto y si quieres hablamos después. Muchas gracias, Jesús,
Sí,
por la
claro que sí.
pregunta.
Gracias.
Y por favor, mis paras, si le pueden dar, apuntar a Jesús Torres y darle un giveaway, un prize por su participación.
Before we continue, I would just like to acknowledge real quick the president of Laredo College, Ricardo Solis. Thank you for joining us. I'm not sure if you'd like to share a few words.
Certainly. Good afternoon, everybody. Hola, mi estimada Soledad.
Hola, 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 Dr. Solis,
Es
un
un
gusto. Muchas
placer
gracias.
y un orgullo tenerte aquí en nuestra reunión con los estudiantes que realmente se merecen tus buenas opiniones, toda tu energía en cómo poder empezar un negocio. Y estamos muy agradecidos por lo visto, está muy concurrido este evento. It seems to be a lot of people very interested in Soledad. You're an old friend with an extremely amount of knowledge and wisdom and how to start a business. And I know you're doing a great job here. And from the questions, certainly, we definitely need to start another session of this. I notice that many students have ideas that they want to know how can they bring that idea to a business, how to propose it, how to start it. I think that seems to be the big question. And I know it's a very lengthy one, but you are doing some very good suggestions on how to begin that process.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Ricardo, por la oportunidad. Me encanta. Y creo que el hecho que lo podamos hacer en los dos idiomas y que estamos en la edad de la formación de las ideas, ¿no? Que el college es un centro donde las ideas se forman y formamos al personal a los nuevos ejecutivos del mañana. Así que en lo que yo pueda ayudar estoy a las órdenes. Súper orgullosa de estar aquí y gracias nuevamente por tu apoyo y tu confianza. Muchas gracias.
Un placer. No, we are very honored to have somebody of your caliber. Every student, just so you know, Ms. Soledad Tanner, she has an incredible background in global trade, in logistics and transportation. And with that experience, she was working all over the planet, especially in Europe and in Latin America, and was able to help and assist small businesses in how to flourish and how to distribute their products. So the knowledge that she brings over is an incredible opportunity for you all to learn and how to use that at a different level for a small business, in Laredo especially.
Yes. And I was in Laredo many years ago when I was with the company. I was there to check the clearing points in both sides of the border. So I remember Laredo, great food. So hopefully one time I can go and visit all of you at the college hopefully in the near future.
Thank you. Looking forward. Thank you, everybody. And
Thank you.
Alan, I'll let y'all take over. Ms. Vara.
Thank
Yes,
you.
Thank you. Ms. Tanner, there's one more question.
Go ahead.
Well, there's a few, but
Yeah, go ahead.
so we can continue with the raffle right after. I've seen this one twice. Do you have any advice to sell a service on physical learning, for example, martial arts?
How to sell it?
Yes, sell a service on
Well,
physical.
I sell a service. So the service, services are sold, well, first they need to have a good offering for different levels. So you have kids or women or men and good hours. I would suggest to this person that asked to see what the competition is doing, how they're pricing the packages. So are they charging by 5 classes, 10 classes, 15 classes? Are they doing family packages where mom, dad, and the kids can come, right? So see the pricing structure of the competition and the neighborhood that they want to put this service to. And also I recommend when they market this, they do it with videos. You know, you're younger, everything now happens with 30 seconds videos. So it's great. What will knowing martial arts will give me as a user of that? Will that give me confidence? Will discipline, self-defense? So let's look for the known value added benefits to learning that, to offer the right packaging and offer the right pricing for those packages.
Thank you. I'm not sure if you want to continue. Sorry.
Sorry, go ahead, go ahead.
I was
Yeah,
just
go
going to
ahead.
ask Ms. Tanner.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you want to continue with the raffle and then go back to questions or continue with questions.
I saw Lisa Limata. I think she wanted to ask a question. Let's do one more and do the raffle.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, I saw your little, okay, go ahead.
Sorry, good afternoon, Ms. Tanner. I had a question related to businesses, and I have a small business myself where I sell Western apparel, and I have a lot of clients, returning customers and everything, but I have zero engagement in my social media, and I know social media does help a lot. So I wanted to ask, like, how do you market your business? Like, which tactics have been like most successful in your point of view?
So tell me again, the conversation broke. What kind of product or service you sell?
Western apparel.
Western apparel. Okay. So who is your client? Describe your client to me. How old and what gender?
Teenagers ages, basically it's ages 3 and up, ranging to 35 years old. That's basically what I've seen. My age rate has been like with my business, and people that attend rodeos, cowgirls, like that's my main target. Mm-hmm. And I do get customers and everything, but I have zero engagement, which for me, in my personal opinion, in my how I see it, it's kind of a big problem, because how can people trust my business when there's zero engagement?
Okay, so let's talk about social media. Okay. There, like you have obviously YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, you know, TikTok, all kind of things, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So not all medias are for all products and all people, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So if you want to target a young, fresh clientele, probably you will look for this, like I will imagine Instagram. So what is the target? What is the target? Who will buy your product? And then when the person, let's say, oh, it's mothers that so let's say you choose Instagram for that. Well, you can do a little promotion on Instagram. So people when they go and pay, you can say, okay, we're doing a raffle of, I don't know, a blouse, this, just a set of earrings this month. Whoever submits something in social media, picture of your new blouse, when you buy it, if you wear it, and if you take a picture, and you can win, ABC, right? Whatever that is. So you cannot force people, but there is so much social media that you have to give something in exchange. So what is that something? And if you want to do a little prize, or this month we're going to select the client of the month, or we're going to do a custom shirt for somebody. So give me something in exchange of my time to you.
Oh, okay. No, yes, that makes it so much sense. Yes, no, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Lisa Lee. Another giveaway for you.
Thank you, Ms. Tanner. Have a great day.
The same.
So I was told one more question by Yulisa Leo. I'm not sure if she can turn on your cam.
Yes, I have a question. It's a bit personal too. What do you think the highlight of your career has been? Haz de cuenta, yo trabajo para unos venezolanos, ¿verdad?
Okay.
Y después de todo lo que sucedió allá en Venezuela, logró ella venirse a los Estados Unidos con sus papás, que aún así están con todo lo de la inmigración. ¿Cómo se llama? Y aprovechó la doctora, y es una doctora ahora. Usted viniendo de Ecuador,
Sí.
¿qué se le hace a usted que ha sido la más gran cosa de su carrera y todas esas cosas?
¿Quieres que la verdad?
Sí, por favor.
El día que me gradué. El
¿Y por qué
highlight.
es eso? ¿Es porque sus papás pudieron, o su mamá más bien pudo ver todo, o porque,
No.
¿por qué piensa usted eso?
No, porque cuando yo estaba en tercer año de la universidad, mi papá falleció y I became the breadwinner y mis probabilidades de graduarme eran 0. Mis probabilidades de seguir pagando la universidad eran 0. Y en Ecuador no hay FAFSAs, no hay student loans, no había nada de eso, esas cosas maravillosas que ofrece este país. Y contra viento y marea, y con milagro y la ayuda de mucha gente, me gradué. Lo imposible se hizo posible. El segundo fue graduarme en Estados Unidos, porque ¿cómo iba a llegar yo a Estados Unidos? Yo hablaba inglés, no conocía a nadie, no sabía ni cómo entrar a la universidad. El segundo fue graduarme con el máster. Sentí un orgullo que me duró, que hasta el día de hoy todavía me dura el cansancio y el orgullo. Y el tercero fue cuando me pidieron que fuera a Alemania, a Germany, y trabajé en el departamento de finanzas, como el doctor Solís dijo, cuando yo lo conocí a él, yo estaba viajando alrededor del mundo, fue un global finance person, y tuve que representar a la compañía no solamente en Alemania, sino en India, y era la única latina, la única mujer, y ahí es donde me di cuenta que el conocimiento sólido y el trabajo bien hecho y la integridad eran vitales, y que tarde o temprano el mundo te da vueltas, y si tú sigues luchando y you don't give up, it's going to come to you.
Of course. Thank you so much. That was like pretty much your strength and motivation.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Yulisa. Gracias. Y creo que todavía tenemos giveaways o otro para ti, Yulisa. Gracias por preguntar.
Thank you, Ms. Tanner. We can continue to the raffle.
Super.
Are you guys ready? I know Ms. Vara's getting that ready.
Tenemos una sorpresita por ahí.
Ms. Vara, take it away and spin that wheel.
Yay! I like that.
Let's see who is our lucky winner. And the winner is Tanya Carpenter.
Tanya, ¿estás ahí? Are you there?
Tanya, make sure to turn on your camera or mic. Let us know you're here. Are you here, Tanya? Going once, Tanya?
I don't see her. And let's see full screen.
I'm right here.
Yay!
Okay.
¿Dónde está?
Hi, I'm right here. Thank you. Wow, this is such an honor.
Tania,
Awesome.
¿dónde está? No creo que no la veo. No, está apagada la cámara. Ok. So, Miss Vara va a coordinar y nos va a pasar la información. Okay. Y así, you have an hour of all of me.
Great.
So use it however you want.
All right. I have a couple of questions.
But not right now.
Oh, okay.
that was good, but not right now. We will, we end the presentation here. If anybody has any other question, we can answer, but then I have an hour outside this time just for you.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, before we go, or get back to questions, depending on our what's called keynote speaker, I would like to encourage you to join the Growing Your Dreams Budget Workshop on April 27th. And you will also have the opportunity to win a prize. Don't wait and register today. And like I said, it's your, what would you like to do, Ms. Tanner? We can either get...
Yeah, I would like to tell all of you that like we did today, this presentation is really meant for all of you. And I hope to inspire all of you that it's possible, that I am an immigrant from a country that when I arrived here, nobody knew where even my country was. And I will have an accent forever, and I have no family here, and it's possible. It's possible. Just continue, graduate, and continue and find your passion. The world is waiting for the gift that you have inside you. So do not stop. Thank you. And I see you next Tuesday at 2 p.m. See, you're gonna, after that, you're gonna love budgets for the rest of your life.
Thank you, Ms. Tanner, for that very informative and interesting presentation. Thank you all who joined us today. So are we still going to do questions, Ms. Tanner, or you decide, Ms. Tanner?
Yeah, if there are questions, I answer them. Yes.
Okay, awesome. Then let me see which ones I can find, because there's a couple.
Rafael Dueñas, raise a hand. I see here.
Go ahead, Rafael.
Hola, Rafael. Unmute yourself. Yeah.
There we go. It's going to have to be unmuted by the host. Thank you, first of all, Ms. Soledad Turner, for taking the time. Very, very informative presentation. So, yo pude aprender de las malas prácticas que he tenido.
Yeah.
I realized everything I've been doing wrong. I launched my first business in logistics and transportation in 2019, right before the pandemic hit. Obviously, I didn't prepare for tax season. So when the invoice came for $3,000 to $5,000, I was like, dang, I need a loan. Después invertí en una pizzeria in Austin. The managing partner ended up staying with the investment. So I have a lawsuit on the go right now. And I currently have another investment in the service industry, which is in the nightlife industry, which that one's going pretty well. Everything has been progressing pretty fast to the point where I haven't even had an accountant working for me or anything of that sort. What would you say is one of your strongest recommendations to implement right now?
You need to hire an accountant. So there are two. Okay, let me tell you about this. So you can have a bookkeeper and an accountant. So let's start with the difference. The bookkeeper is a person who normally either study accounting in college or at least has me preguntaste en inglés o en español. En inglés, creo. Yeah, at least have a QuickBooks experience. So, tiene que tener cierto conocimiento. Por lo menos comienza con un asistente contable. Lo puede hacer remotamente. Nosotros ofrecemos ese servicio. Te lo puede hacer alguien aparte. So, every month you can go and say, okay, how much did I sell? How much did I spend? How much is in inventory? How much do I have? Right? Who owes us money? And then continue and continue and continue. You have to know that you have to save at least 20% of what you're making in a separate account to pay taxes. And you know, I know it sounds funny, but you know that every quarter as a business owner, you have to prepay some of the taxes. So when you get to the end of the year, you don't find yourself with a big bill, right? So also, it's if you can imagine, I don't know if you're still in the school or not, but if you're in the school, if you get a chance to take a financial management class, do that. If you want to have a one-to-one with me and I can go over, you know, like the basic, what is that you need to know? You need to have invoices. You need to know, buy your products with credit cards. You need to, build, strengthen the controls of your business. So when you open, I show you in QuickBooks where to go, what reports to run. So you go and you click, at least have a basic idea where you are. So that it's important to work at the operations of the business, but you are, as an owner, you're responsible not only for the operations, but the overall financial well-being of that company. I hope that helps. Good luck.
Thank you, Ms. Tanner. There's one that really caught my attention. Any tips on starting my credit as a college student?
Yes. Yes, thank you for asking. Yes, this is critical. So, credit cards are a loan. When you have a credit card, you are being given a loan that you have to pay at the end of the month. My philosophy is if you don't have the money to pay at the end of the month, do not use it unless somebody needs to have surgery in the hospital. So if somebody's sick and you need to put money at the hospital to save their life, I put all my credit cards and I will figure out because we're saving a life, right? But outside that, clothing, drinks, trips, food, etc., iPhones, electronics, unless it's a computer for you to do the work. Those are nice to have. So handle your credit card efficiently. Now, once you pay your credit card at the end of the month, that is building, is telling you, oh, this person pays on time. Do not pay late. Every late payment stays in the history for 7 years. Please pay early, do auto, that electronic. All my credit cards, the business and the personals are paid. I have them set up as to pay them at least the minimum amount 2 days from the due date. And I know every month that I go and pay the extra that if I have, done extra. And another way to start your credit history is that you go to the bank, and let's say you have no credit history, you can have put $200-300 in a CD, and they will give you a secure credit card based on that CD that you have put. I started my business because when I arrived here, I was 26 and I didn't even know what was the credit history about, and my credit history was 0. I literally didn't exist. So I said, how do I start? And they said, well, the only way that you can start is you give me $300. And they had my $300 for a year, and they gave me a credit card with $300. That was my step one.
Thank you. Can I invest while having a big student loan debt?
Ask me again. Can I
invest while having a student loan?
So a student loan has an interest rate that you paid. I'm not familiar with the rates, but let's say, give me an average, Alan. What is the average of a student loan? 5%? I don't know, 4% maybe interest rate. I don't, let's say it's 5. Let's just for the sake of the example. So the student loan, this is a math calculation. So people, if you want to invest, well, this person didn't tell me how and didn't tell me what is the expected return on the investment. So let's say, let me complete the sentence. So let's say I invest with my Uncle Joe, who has already flipped houses, and I have $10,000, and based on his experience, those $10,000 can become 30% return on investment, and I will have it in 3 months. If I know my Uncle Joe really well, and I know he's a great person and he's not going to disappear with my money, right? I may do that. So in order to get a higher return on investment, I use that benefit to pay my student loan. But normally I would say it's good that you pay your responsibilities first, because I have known people that are 50 years old and still paying the student loans. You don't want to be there. That's terrible. Pay as you go, and there will be time for it's a personal decision, right? It's a personal approach.
Thank you, Ms. Tanner. Let me see. Is it best to keep record of expense for bank dispute errors from their end? I'm not sure what that person means. Victor Sanchez, if you can ask the question.
I don't know if, I don't know if Victor is there, but I recommend that everybody should review their bank statements every month. So as a matter of fact, I check them almost every week. I go to the bank and I look the last month's transaction really quickly. It takes a minute. And I know what restaurants I've eaten. I know if I put gas or not. So maybe in 3 weeks I will forget. But if I do it this week, I remember when I was yesterday. Sometimes I don't, but then I go back to my calendar, right? So as the statements are going at the end of the month, I go one more time. Everything looks good. I pay it out next. So I save the statement in my computer. The bank also provides you a copy. But you should audit the statement. I have found, especially in restaurants, that sometimes my numbers were not properly done and they made a mistake. So like a 4, a 9, whatever, right? So check your numbers. You're paying, it's your money, you hard-earned money. So anyway, that's that. One more question, let's say, and we close with that. If you have another one.
I do. Okay. It says, how can we limit our spending and put it in our savings?
Easy. You know these great things, the sticky notes? I love sticky notes. So I want you to go and buy, hold on, I'm gonna show you. I want you to go and buy one of these, right? Green. And use it and use your wall and create a budget. So you write food, $200. Taxi, Uber, gas, whatever, $100, $300, boom, boom, boom. Put it on the wall, make a budget, and have 2 colors, greens and hot pink or whatever, right? And orange. And on one side, it will be the must have, and the other side will be nice to have, right? Nice to have is going to Austin or to, vacation for the weekend, or going to dinner to celebrate my cousin Julia's 15th birthday, whatever, right? So have the 2 things and say, okay, how much do I have in must have? Let's say I have here $500 in expenses. And how much do I have left? Oh, I have 300. So at that point, you make a decision. Okay, I'm gonna save 100 or 150, whatever, and the other 150, I'm gonna choose one thing that I would like to do. I'm gonna go to my cousin Mary's wedding, or I'm gonna go to La Quinceañera or whatever, right? But you have to have control. It has to be in front of you. It cannot be random, or it can not be whatever is left, because you will never have anything left if you do it that way. And with that, it's time to go. I hope I get to see all of you next Tuesday, the 27th at 2 p.m. to start a love relationship with budgets, because they will make your life better. You will have your hard-earned money will go to the right place, and it will make me happy. So I hope all of you join for next week. And I hope this has been beneficial to you and that you have learned. And I wish all of you success and all of you a wonderful graduation, okay? Whenever you finish.
Thank you, Ms. Tanner. Once again, guys, that budget workshop, Growing Your Dreams, April 27th, 2 p.m. We hope to see you there. This concludes our virtual speaker series. Have an amazing day.
Bye-bye. See you next week.